First new and developing exclusive report tonight at 6 o'clock. Our Fox 5 I-team has learned a top airport official claims he had to attend a job interview with Mayor Kasim Reed's brother and a top airport vendor before he was hired as assistant general manager at the airport.
Now, the mayor's brother, Tracy Reed, did not work for the city at the time. The airport vendor said the story is simply not true. Well, Fox 5 investigative reporter Dale Russell has followed airport contracts for the past 7 years and is here now with the latest. Dale?
Russ, good government watchdogs were astonished at the claim that before the city hired a top airport executive, two men who weren't city employees interviewed the man for the job. And not just any two men, Mayor Kasim Reed's brother Tracy and politically powerful airport vendor Wassim Hojeij.
The Honorable Mayor Kasim Reed.
In May of 2015, then Mayor Kasim Reed was out in the open, publicly supporting a scholarship program for young kids.
The more money we raise, the more young people we can help.
2 months later, the mayor's older brother, Tracy Reed, seen here on a Facebook page, was involved in a far different city event, a closed-door meeting that the public had no idea about until now. Tracy Reed, who doesn't work for the city, along with a politically powerful airport vendor, interviewed a candidate for assistant general manager's job at the airport, according to the job applicant. Is it proper?
No, I wouldn't say at all.
Sara Henderson, director of good government group Common Cause, can't understand why Tracy Reed, who resigned from the city in 2012, would be involved in an airport executive interview.
I think this looks like Kasim Reed is playing puppet master.
That applicant was Cortez Carter. Last week, the city ethics officer found evidence Carter failed to disclose his personal and financial interests in a company owned by his wife, Charisse Carter.
There is a personal and financial interest held by Carter himself because Airworks is a business held by his wife.
After the ethics board found evidence that Carter had a conflict of interest, they closed the case because Carter no longer worked for the city. Mayor Keisha Lance Bottom had fired him earlier this year. Was it your decision?
It was.
Following the vote, we examined the ethics investigative report and found some stunning news. Cortez Carter told investigators that when he applied for the assistant general manager's job, he had to go through 4 interviews, including one with Tracy Reed, the brother of Mayor Kasim Reed. We wanted to talk to Tracy Reed, but his house was posted no trespassing. Carter told investigators Tracy Reed was not only present in his interview, but that Tracy Reed had a key role in the vetting or hiring process. Is it plausible in your mind that Tracy Reed could enter into this interview with this vendor without Mayor Reed knowing it?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
According to the ethics report, Carter also said 2 airport vendors joined Tracy Reed in the interview. Wassim and Charisse Hojeij, the owners of Hojeij's branded foods, according to the report. Sara Henderson believes having an airport vendor involved in an interview of a man who would ultimately be over airport contracts was a message from Mayor Kasim Reed.
And he's sending a very clear message to a potential employee that says, you take care of this vendor and you can have this job. And don't worry, we're going to be watching you, vis-a-vis Tracy Reed.
Wassim Hojeij spokesperson told us Mr. Carter's story is not true. Hojeij said he knew Cortez Carter from Chicago, but had no formal interview, only social contact in Atlanta after Carter was hired. And Hojeij was a big winner in the 2017 controversial airport food bids, picking up 10 locations, worth, according to an airport source, as much as $400 million over the length of the 10-year contract.
$400 million? I mean, that's just absolutely shocking. There were already, in my mind, too few vendors at the airport as it is.
Now, you heard Mr. Hojeij denied that all this happened. We reached out to the city and got this response. Hiring is done by Human Resources, and the city is unaware of any external meetings in which Cortez Carter claims to have participated in. We asked a friend of Mayor Reed and his brother Tracy if we could get a comment. We have not heard anything yet. Russ and Nate, just one more thing down at the Atlanta airport.
So he said, I mean, it's kind of stunning. Is there any proof that this meeting actually took place, do you think?
In the statement, we haven't had a chance to talk to Mr. Carter, but in the statement he gives the exact day that it happens. He names the three people that he met with, Mr. Hojeij and his wife Carol. He also says his children and his wife are in the meeting. So you have 4 witnesses on his side of the ring. You've got, I guess if you had met 3 on the other. So it'll be interesting to see if we hear from all, if this thing develops, how these varying groups describe what happened. Was there a meeting, and what was said in the meeting? And why was there this meeting with 2 people who don't work for the city? And one is a vendor,
Huge vendor
who competes
right.
with other vendors with the city. So a lot of questions here.
Definitely. All right, well, keep us posted, Dale. We appreciate it.